This is CTV News.
Good evening, I'm Sanjay. Maru. Thanks for joining us. CTV News has confirmed the identity of the woman found dead inside a home on Langlois Avenue. Those who knew the couple tell us the victim was 26-year-old Ravina Mayera. They say she and the man accused in this incident, Daniel Nathaniel Assing, ran a business together, having moved to Windsor from Toronto a few years ago. Tonight, police are looking for your help tracking his movements. It was around 3 o'clock yesterday morning when officers approached a vehicle driving dangerously right outside police headquarters. The driver was arrested for stunt driving, but police say they quickly noticed he had dried blood all over him. That led them to a home on Langlois Avenue where a woman, reportedly Mayera, was found without vital signs. She was later pronounced dead in hospital. Assing was formally charged with first-degree murder yesterday, making his first appearance in court. He remains in custody. The allegations have yet to be proven in court. Investigators, meanwhile, are looking for surveillance footage from the area around the scene. Police saying this 2010 blue two-door Hyundai is linked to the incident. They're hoping doorbell cameras, dash cams, or other cameras may have picked it up anytime between 10 Tuesday night and 4 Wednesday morning. If you live or have a camera in this area between Erie and Giles, police want you to check. They say they're particularly interested in hearing from folks with property facing the alley of Palermo Lane. You can give them a call or anonymously reach out to Crime Stoppers. Windsor police are also advising parents to take a close look at all Halloween candy before children eat it after a needle was found inside a piece of chocolate. Police say the chocolate bar was part of a green Halloween-themed treat bag. It was collected while trick-or-treating in Windsor's West End in the area around Prince Road and surrounding streets. No one was injured. Police say check for tears, pinholes, or signs of rewrapping. Also watch for discoloration or unusual textures and avoid homemade treats or candy, which is not in its original sealed packaging. The advice from police: discard any items that look suspicious. Windsor police also asking for the public's help identifying suspects in 2 separate thefts. In the first one, more than $2,500 in merchandise was stolen from a business on Tecumseh Road East. Investigators say 4 suspects working together on September 13th, distracting employees before making off with about $2,500 in goods. The first man was wearing a white t-shirt, black hat, side bag, black pants, and dark shoes. The second man had on a green t-shirt, black hat, gray pants, and gray shoes. The other 2 men wearing dark blue zip-up jackets and blue pants. One was bald, the other had a white hat. Meanwhile, police are looking to identify 2 suspects after more than $5,000 in jewelry was stolen from a storage facility. This happened shortly before midnight on October 28th. Surveillance cameras capturing the pair breaking into a locker at a facility on Walker Road before allegedly taking off with the valuables. Now, you can find detailed descriptions of these suspects on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Anyone with information regarding either of these 2 incidents is asked to call Windsor Police or Crime Stoppers anonymously. A family dog has perished in an early morning fire near Harrow. The fire started just after 1:30 this morning in the detached garage of a home in the 4000 block of Smith Road between the 4th and 5th concessions. Officials say 20 firefighters responded as the blaze spread to the house and a car in the driveway, all of which sustained major damage. The family fortunately was able to safely evacuate, but 4 people have been displaced. Damage is estimated at roughly $750,000. The cause has been listed as undetermined. Well, we have more tonight on a fraud investigation in Tilbury. Several victims have contacted CTV News saying their RVs on consignment disappeared or they never got the money they were promised. As CTV's Chris Campbell tells us, more than 15 victims have come forward so far, and OPP believe there could be more.
Financially, mentally, emotionally, It's absolutely exhausting.
The Essex County OPP Crime Unit is investigating reports of fraud tied to Tilbury Auto Sales and RV in Lakeshore, on the border of Essex County and Chatham-Kent. Police say customers placed RVs for sale on consignment or paid to store them over winter, but when they went to pick them up, the units were gone.
It began with a couple complaints when we started looking into them, and now it's grown. We're in excess of 15 complaints coming forward now, and we've had more in the last 24 hours that we're looking to see if they're connected with this same fraud investigation.
One of those victims is Windsor resident Mary Hunter, who tells CTV News she trusted the business to sell her destination travel trailer, but never received the proceeds. Now she fears she's out upwards of $70,000.
I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I can't believe that a business that's been in operation for over 30 years could do something like this.
Another woman, Lori Scott of Blenheim, says she bought a trailer in good faith, only to learn it's part of the same investigation. It turned out to be Mary Hunter's old trailer.
None of the safety procedures that should be in place for this kind of transaction weren't there for us. We were protected in no way. I don't know how this got through Service Ontario. I don't know how this got through the bank when they do their research. I don't know. All we did was walk into a business and buy a trailer.
Both say they aren't sure what to do next and want more victims to come forward.
With the information that we're receiving, it's not just including recreational vehicles, travel trailers. It may include watercraft and perhaps other vehicles, all-terrain vehicles.
The OPP say the business remains under investigation, but won't say yet who specifically they're focusing on at this point. And at this point, no charges have been laid. Anyone who believes they may be a victim is urged to contact police or Crime Stoppers.
If you've had anything in consignment or storage at this facility on County Road 42, look into it. If there's anything that you think that's askew with it, give the Lakeshore OPP a call. And we'll look into that as well to see if it's connected.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
And in Lakeshore tonight, a community information session on future development was cut short after tensions boiled over.
Growth does not include getting rid of green space. Not one person in this room wants to hear your garbage.
Then that is everyone's individual choice, and they are welcome. People are welcome to leave. They're also welcome.
The Lakeshore Horizons team leading the session only made it a few slides in before a group of residents from the Oakwood Park area began shouting over them. The meeting was intended to explain the town's broader strategy around growth and to reiterate that any expression of interest for development in Oakwood Park was paused, as Mayor Tracy Bailey announced earlier this week. But the disruptions continued, forcing the presentation to be shut down. Several residents telling CTV News they fear a pause still leaves the park at risk. Facilitators urging people to bring their feedback to council, which meets Tuesday at 6 p.m. The concerned residents say they will be there.
We don't want that park gone. So a pause to us means nothing, and we're going to continue to fight on to preserve parkland, green space. We are going back in time. We should not. They want to build houses in density. It's not by taking our parks.
The now former president of Windsor Essex Pridefest has addressed her very public exit from the organization following comments she made this week about transgender athletes competing in the Olympics. Just before noon today, Wendy Nicholson issuing a statement on her Facebook page saying the comments she made on AM 800 this past Tuesday were misinformed and caused harm. She confirms she did step down as Pridefest president and is committed to better education, inclusion, and moving forward. Her statement also highlights her work with the Windsor Soccer Club, saying she's pushed for policy supporting trans players and vows to continue with that effort. Nicholson's comments on whether or not transgender women should be allowed to compete in women's Olympic events came under fire, with many calling for her to resign as president. CTV News has learned the Ontario government is launching a new healthcare program that would move hundreds of patients out of hospitals and into their homes. As CTV's John Woodward explains, the provincial government believes those patients should be cared for by private companies.
Dr. Amina Jabbar has a problem in her seniors internal medicine unit just outside Toronto.
You know, at the beginning of fall-ish, with a 30% rate of patients who just can't go home.
Can't leave the unit in the Trillium Health Partners Hospital, meaning there's no room for anyone new. A problem replicated across Ontario hospitals. Government figures say some 5,000 patients are in this situation, half of them waiting for long-term care beds that aren't opening up either. The Ontario government proposing to find a way to care for them at home, according to documents obtained by CTV News, the model called high-intensity bundled home care. A call for proposals for companies who can care for patients who meet a crisis designation, who have mental health or addictions issues, and who are awaiting rehab but can't get a rehab bed. At this stage, the ministry is planning for 570 weekly active patients across Ontario, 145 of those in Toronto. The government would pay a flat fee of $1,500 per week for people with mental health or addictions issues and $5,000 per week for anyone with higher medical needs. Critics worry there's already a worker shortage.
I hear from home care recipients all the time that it is very difficult to find workers. There are missed appointments. There are issues with, of course, the safety that comes with that.
The province's opposition is recalling problems with previous efforts at home care.
People going without catheters. We've all heard those nightmare stories. So I have some very deep concerns.
Dr. Jabbar, hopeful but skeptical it's enough.
It is the supports that we absolutely need at home. But frankly, it's a Band-Aid on a gaping wound.
There's a very short timeline here. The government is asking these companies to submit their proposals in a week, with the expectation their service will be up and running in 4 weeks.
The projected cost for the first tranche of patients is expected to be about $11 million. John Woodward, CTV News.
Still ahead, new pressure in Washington after released Epstein emails spark a fight over transparency. Trump calling them a hoax, but some lawmakers want the full files made public. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining me now for a look at the forecast. Gary, mid-November, we've been getting hit with a bit of cold, some wind, even some snow, so the sunshine was a nice surprise today.
I agree with you. Good evening, Sanjay. Good evening, folks. Once again, as we revisit the almanac, note temperatures slightly above seasonal, got to 11.2 degrees Celsius. Our averages by about 1/10 of a degree to 2/10 of a degree, or 1/5 of a degree Celsius, diminishing in terms of the maximums for a day and the daily minimums as we get deeper into the fall season. We're almost at -2 this morning. Yes, cold enough to see some frost, and we've seen that over the last week or so. Snow is a part of the story in eastern Ontario. We are fortunate to be, well, to the west of this system. The good news, bad news scenario is there could be some rain coming for this weekend, but temperatures are rising as we head towards Saturday. More on that in just a moment. Today was clear, but clouds are moving in and then clearing, and then clouds will move in back again. So I think before the rain comes, and you see it here for Saturday in the afternoon, we'll see some sunshine for tomorrow morning, a bit of cloud through the late afternoon, evening, and then a clearing, and then more cloud. I don't think we'll see snow through to even Wednesday or Thursday of next week, but chilly enough to see some frost through the overnight. I'm projecting -1 under a cloudy sky, breezy conditions. I'd say sustained winds around 15-20 kilometers per hour are possible with slightly higher gusts. Here's a breakdown for your Friday. A mixture of sun and cloud through 8 o'clock in the morning, +1. It's a chilly start for most. Heading out to work, dropping off the kids, headed to school, sunny. There's your nice break through the midday, up to 8 degrees. Might see 10 degrees at around 1 or 2 o'clock and hold on to it through to about 5 or 6. Partly cloudy in the evening as we head towards dusk, and the winds, notice, will be sustained out of the south. That's that mild air, but relatively light at 10 kilometers per hour. The mild air persists, and here's where we get this nice bump. 15 degrees projected as of right now into the afternoon Saturday. That's a warm November day. Sunday, still cloudy, down to 9, 8-7, 8-7. Cloudy through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Wednesday might see a bit of a break. Thursday, a week from now, could see some rain showers. Definitely cooler. So enjoy Saturday's brief warm-up.
A high-profile legal battle between the city of Windsor and its former city engineer has come to a quiet end. A settlement has been reached with Chris Nepsey. Nepsey was fired in 2023 after just 2 years in the role. Back in 2024, he filed a $1.5 million wrongful termination lawsuit alleging he was coerced into misusing public funds and calling City Hall a top-down culture of corruption. He also claimed staff were expected to keep Mayor Drew Dilkins, quote, happy at all costs, and said his firing left him unable to find work comparable to his $215,000 salary. After the lawsuit was filed, the mayor went on AM 800 and publicly denied the allegations, even calling Nepsey incompetent. Those comments were included in Nepsey's court filings. Today, Nepsey's lawyer confirms the case has been settled and the mayor is declining comment. Windsor Essex is getting a real charge from a program that has trained more people than expected, helping hundreds of workers land jobs in the growing battery sector. As CTV's Bob Belichico explains, technology used to train these workers could have a much bigger impact on our community.
That's the kind of impact this program is having. It's opening doors for people.
Windsor Essex is building more than just batteries. The Battery Boost program is building a workforce that powers the growth of the Nexstar battery plant.
For us, it was how do we help train the future workforce that will take these amazing new opportunities and jobs in battery manufacturing.
The Battery Boost initiative was launched last December with the help of $3.8 million from the federal government. The first cohort started in February with the goal of training 400 participants before March of 2026. So far, 408 have been successfully trained.
As we continue to hire more and more people, this is a kind of instrumental process we need to go through to ensure that people are really ready for these new industries.
99% of the participants trained had no previous battery technician experience. Out of 408, all but 11 have landed entry-level jobs at Nexstar.
A lot of them have been highly well trained, and a lot of them have seen, promotions very, very early on in their career.
Training included work in the virtual reality cave at Invest Windsor Essex. The virtual system immersed students into a workplace to prepare them for their job while being in a safe environment.
If you were across the globe and you wanted to train with another team globally, you can certainly do so. So that's what the technology allows. It allows real-time, zero latency training to be able to exist.
The Battery Boost program shows how virtual reality technology can deliver real results and highlights how it can benefit other sectors across the region and strengthen the local economy.
So agriculture, and I say it in the way of also because of the automation and new technology that's being built into the agricultural sector. We also work within the energy industry as well too.
I think we're just scratching the surface on the opportunities that exist with this type of training.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index was weighed down by losses in technology stocks. The TSX is down 574 points. In New York, the Dow fell nearly 800, the Nasdaq dropping 536. The Canadian dollar is down 0.06 of a cent. Gold losing $19 an ounce. Oil gains 20 cents a barrel.
Cans for a Cause is back for its 22nd year.
Join us as we broadcast live from Devonshire Mall.
We'll be collecting cash and non-perishable food items for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
We need your help, generosity, and goodwill.
Visit us online for more information.
Bullying Awareness and Prevention Week in Ontario begins next week, and this year a master in self-defense wants to hear stories from those who have been victims of bullying across Windsor Essex. CTV's Stephanie Mazzotti explains why.
Standing just shy of 5'5". Sean LaBute is a master of combat sports, Muay Thai, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is also a former teacher of bioengineering at St. Clair College and continues to work as a registered respiratory therapist.
I mean, I see abused kids, I see bullied kids, I see kids with injuries from those situations, and it's scary, the damage that it's causing. It's silent damage, right?
There we go. His biggest accomplishment, helping kids stand up for themselves.
Confident children are strong children are unbullied children.
He's experienced lasting scars from bullying firsthand.
My dad had a business and lost it all, and then I was plunged into Poverty, really. Being a small kid, I was obviously a target. I had no fight.
The Windsor-Essex County Health Unit says 20% of students report being bullied.
I feel horrid for today's teenagers. When I was young, if you got beat up, you got beat up. And you got teased for a couple of weeks, and that was it. Now it's forever. One phone, and you're forever immortalized.
Now, LaBute is sharing his skills with underprivileged kids. He is encouraging victims to write about their experiences and enter the Bully Buster contest.
I want kids and families and moms and teachers to know that it's in complete confidence, as if I were to be taking care of patients.
The first place winner will receive a 1-year membership to his dojo and a full set of Muay Thai kickboxing gear, plus their new skills featured for all to see.
It's a social media force field. If they know the kid and can visibly see the child doing mixed martial arts, and you see that you have black belt coaches around him, you have professional mixed martial arts artists around him, you have a very big, supportive, and tough family, they don't get bullied.
More details on eligibility and deadline can be found on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Stephanie Mazzotti, CTV News.
Canada's spy service is warning that China and Russia have significant interest in the Arctic and are spying on governments and businesses developing the vast region's potential.
Non-Arctic states, including the People's Republic of China, seek to gain a strategic and economic foothold in the region. Russia, an Arctic state with a significant military presence in the region, remains unpredictable and aggressive.
The director of the Canadian Security Intelligence Service detailing the threats facing Canada in a speech today. He says CSIS has shared information with Inuit and territorial governments, helping them consider national security when exploring partnerships with foreign companies and investors. Across the border, Donald Trump is slamming the private Jeffrey Epstein emails released by House Democrats, calling them a hoax, accusing them of a smear campaign, and saying the emails prove nothing. CTV's Joy Malbin now on the push by many to force the release of all emails.
In newly released emails, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein wrote a New York Times reporter in 2015, suggesting he might have dirt on Donald Trump. Would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? And in 2019, when President Trump was running for re-election, Epstein wrote author Michael Wolff, alleging Trump knew about Epstein's criminal behavior. He wrote, of course he knew about the girls, and he asked Ghislaine to stop. Epstein also confirmed in an email the former Prince Andrew was photographed with one of Epstein's victims, the late Virginia Giuffre, contradicting Andrew's claim that he never met her.
Categorically, I don't remember meeting her at all.
President Trump has denied all allegations of wrongdoing, but his administration continues to push back against releasing the Justice Department's case files, FBI investigations, names, and the scope of Epstein's crimes, abuse survivors pleading for the truth to come out.
Just rip the Band-Aid off all at once, give the public what they need, and give us what we need, which is transparency. The other survivors, my survivor sisters, they're not going away.
In Washington, the politics are shifting. More Republicans now are joining Democrats demanding full public disclosure of Epstein's crimes.
I would remind my colleagues that this vote is going to be on your record for longer than Trump is going to be president.
The pressure on this White House is not letting up. Democrats now have the numbers to force a vote next week that could lead to the full release of the Epstein files. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
We'll talk about heartbreak at the WFCU Center tonight as the Windsor Spitfires suffered a home loss to the Sioux Greyhounds, who rallied back in a big way.
Back the other way is Brown, trying to catch up to Solomon. Brown right to the middle. Brown shoots and scores, and the Hounds come all the way back.
So heading into the third period, the Spits appear to have all the momentum, up 3-1 with 2 of those goals scored by Ethan Belchez. But the Greyhounds caught a second wind, scoring 2 straight goals before the end of regulation to send the game into overtime. The hero of the day, at least for the visitors, Christopher Brown, who sealed the deal there for the Greyhounds. Windsor challenged the goal, leading to a review, but it did not go their way. So the final score, 4-3 for the Sioux. The Spits now head to Guelph to battle the Storm tomorrow before they enjoy a week off. Well, the largest government shutdown in American history, it's finally ended after a record-setting 43 days.
On this vote, the yeas are 222, the nays are 209. The bill is passed.
On Wednesday, the House of Representatives approved a funding bill that would allow the government to reopen. Hours later, President Trump signed the legislation into law. But the strike's impact will linger as airports slowly start to return to normal. The deal will also allow funding to resume for 42 million Americans who receive food assistance. But another showdown could be looming as the agreement only funds the government through January 30th. And Gary is back with a final look at weather. Gary.
Sanjay, I'm anticipating a cold overnight, but a relatively speaking quiet one. Not anticipating any real active weather in the form of showers, right? Any snow, any flurry activity, at least until Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. Sunny in the morning in particular tomorrow, high of about 10 through the mid-afternoon. 15 degrees will be about 6 degrees above seasonal Saturday. The only caveat to that story is rain showers in the afternoon, early evening. Still cloudy Sunday, but down to 9 degrees. More seasonal values there, and certainly seasonal if slightly cooler next week, Monday through Thursday. Intermittent cloud at times, and even some showers a week from now. Wherever you are, have a good evening, good night's rest, and enjoy your weather. Good night.
You as well, Gary. We'll see you Friday. And the LaSalle Firefighters Association is excited to build on last year's success and give more to the community. The LaSalle Gives Back campaign kicked off this morning, the holiday initiative benefiting the LaSalle Food Bank and LaSalle Hangout. Last year's inaugural campaign helped raise $65,000. Volunteers will be spread out across town until Saturday, distributing newsletters and accepting monetary donations.
There's a lot of good feedback. A lot of the people were happy to hear that the money was staying, helping out the residents in LaSalle that needed it. And we had an amazing first year. We're hoping to exceed that, so we've set ambitious goals this year. I don't want to put anything out there until we see how we did, but yeah, we definitely have more ambitious goals this year, so hopefully we can meet that.
And after that heartbreaking Spits loss, nice to end on a dose of generosity. That is your news for tonight. Thanks as always for watching this edition of Windsor's News Leader. We'll see you right back here Friday at 6 and 11.